Ever since the Lagos State, the Justice Onibanjo of the Lagos State High Court passed a judgment in favor of the OtodoGbame evictees, where the court judged that the actions of the Lagos State government is illegal and is inhumane, and the Lagos State government should actually resettle and compensate these people. But the Lagos State government immediately went and appealed at the appeal court, Lagos State Appeal Court. And ever since the appeal, nothing has been happening over a year. Nothing has been happening with the appeal and nothing is going on. They just went and dumped the appeal and that's all. And these people are still living in shanties, living under bridges, living inside their vault. A lot of them have died over the course of time. So we are trying to bring the attention of the general public beside appealing at the appeal court, because we did went and submit our own application at the appeal court to strike out the appeal of the Lagos State government, since nothing is happening over a year. And we are calling on other Nigerians to come to the aid of the OtodoGbame evictees. It shouldn't be happening in a democracy. This is crime against humanity. A lot of children can no longer go back to school. And those that go to school might not ever complete where they left from. And then the long-term consequence to the society at large is the fact that we are going to grow a lot of uneducated youth. We are going to create a lot of idle youth that will become a general problem for the society at large. It is unfortunate that a democratic government is going around forcibly evicting innocent people. This is life. So we are calling on the government to please act like a government. The primary objective of the government is to protect our life and property. And possibly evicting people is automatically contrary to that. So the government should realize its core responsibility to the people and come to the aid of the OtodoGbame people, those that are still alive, to get somewhere to resettle themselves. Let the government please come to the aid of OtodoGbame people. Resettle those that cannot resettle themselves. Compensate them. Allow them to continue with their livelihood. That's our call. We want government to resettle and compensate these people. You cannot continue like that.
And I'm an evictee from OtodoGbame. OtodoGbame is an ancestral fishing community saturated by water in the heart of Lekki, Lagos. 2 years back, exactly on the 9th of April 2017, I could vividly remember that it was a Palm Sunday. So on that day, so the police, the Lagos State Police Task Force, some Marine Police too, there were so many. So they came at dawn around 5 a.m. because the people were still sleeping in their homes then. And they started shooting sporadically in the community, setting houses ablaze. And people were running, trying to salvage some of their belongings, but they couldn't, because it's just like you wake up from sleep and you just started hearing the sound of gunshots, and people were running up and down. So they shot one of my friend dead. His name is Daniel. So that was everything that happened, and they forcefully chased us out of our community. Life has not been fair, and because I live very far from my parents now, and yeah, so sometimes it takes a whole lot of months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. You've not seen your parents. Maybe you get to talk only on phone, and it wasn't like before, with a whole lot of humor the parent love and that side of family, that fun, that support, togetherness and everything is not really there like before again. Now it's like you're all by yourself and you're trying to make ends meet. As an EVT and as one of the people that was born and brought up in OtodoGbame, to me, resettlement is like, for me, it's taking OtodoGbame EVTs, all of us, back to our land. And also compensation. They need to give us compensation for everything they've destroyed, because they've destroyed a whole lot of things. Like it's just not very okay. So to me, resettlement is taking us back to our land and giving compensation to all the victims.
We believe that with the way we have worked with the government and the rest of them, I believe that government they don't even need to appeal, because this thing is an eyesore. You don't take what belongs to the poor and give it to the rich. In many countries that we've read about, that we've heard about, that our people too have traveled to, because most of the time when we go to town hall meeting, we usually hear them saying that in so country, in so country. Now, in those countries that they are talking about, there is always negotiation, making sure that the slum, that's the informal settlers, have where they live, because you cannot eradicate the slum dwellers. You cannot eradicate the informal settlers. Behind every formal settings, there is always an informal setting. And most of these places that they even call informal settings, these are people that were even met on that place, because government is supposed to be, that they are supposed to support the people from the informal settling, because most of the time a rich man cannot go and call a rich man to come and help him with house and this thing as an house help and the rest of them. But when you have people that are working, that are willing to work, that are even working, that even have their livelihood, they go to a fish, you buy the fish from them. So when you drive them away, are you going to go into that sea and go and do the fishing yourself? You understand the point? And then the only thing that brings both the poor and the rich to dine together is education. Why should we deny the people from the slum or the informal settlement? Why should we deny them their freedom to education? And we are saying that education is, that there is freedom to education. Why should they be denied? So these are the questions. They shouldn't be thinking of us as we are going to use them and dump them. They should be thinking of us that these people too have their own words.
Okay, today protest is not protest per se, but procession, trying to bring back the injustices that was done, meted to the urban poor. That is the OtodoGbame people. They were forcefully evicted about 2 years ago. Today make it exactly 2 years they were forcefully evicted. Over 30,000 people were evicted in spite of court order. And what does this mean? Livelihood were lost, many people were killed, people lost their life, husband and wife separated, children can no longer go to school. So over 30,000 people lost what it means to live a good life. It's painful. And in spite of the judgment of Justice Onigbanjo of the Lagos High Court that they should be restated, they should be resettled, the Lagos State government went and appealed. And up to now, these people demand justice. Are you with me? Even the law, the Land Use Act, state that for you to evict people, there must be consultation, there must be compensation. All these things are not done. And even looking at the issue of fundamental human rights, the right to life, the right to dignity is there, they are non-negotiable. Livelihood, these things are not negotiable. They are in Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution. And even African Charter on Human and People's Rights makes development of people an additional right upon government, that the development of people of a nation are compulsory, that must be provided by government. So that is why we are here. We believe in continuous engagement, and democracy is not a perfect process. It's work in progress. We believe that if we keep engaging, one day they will be tired and they will listen to us because they are human.
Yeah, OtodoGbame, what happens there is that although there was a forceful eviction, but the eviction have phases. So there was one that took place 2016, and we also experienced some other ones at 2017. What normally happens during the eviction is that well is unaware that we always saw security men on ground. So immediately they get on ground, they started shooting sporadically. So make sure that they scared people. So during this process, while people were running for their dear lives, so a lot of people lost their lives. At least we can count up to 15 people who lost their lives. Someone like Daniel Aya, so that happened the final day, which was the 9th of 2017. He was shot straight bullet by the police officer, and someone like Elijah Vonda, who was shot on the 8th of 2017, April 2017. So, but and there's a lot who drowned the water. So, and they always came in mass with bulldozers and excavator, many and swan buggy. So, actually, I'm a community paralegal, someone who was trained in aspect of the law. So when we are talking about resettlement is by moving someone from his community to another place. But what we are looking to this case, we are not looking to what they were calling resettlement. Yeah, that's not what we are willing to see or we are hearing from. We want to hear from them. But if such could happen, they should have take the normal process. So engage with the community people, then we find win-win solution. We have proposed this severally to them, and even when our case is in Lagos State High Court, so the judge also ordered for mediation. So and the Lagos State government unilaterally withdrew from the mediation that the court should give the ruling. So and after that, they went ahead and do whatever they want to do. So being them participate in this rude way, so we were not expecting any resettlement rather than if we are going to go back to the land and build our community back.
Wọ́n do lọ́jọ́ do, wọ́n do àwọn aláwà do. So do yóò rìn ọlọ́run dé mi ọlẹ̀ jẹ̀wọ̀ mi dán lọ́lẹ̀ jì. Mi ló rìn ọlọ́run gáyà so àwùtú èyídò wáyé náà kò gá lọ́mọ. So àná àwùtú lọ́gbẹ́ mẹ́gàgà do àbáyé máa ti ń tẹ́kù jòlódó. Òfin tọ́lẹ̀ ló wuyọ̀ mi àfi ẹni wuyọ̀ mi yẹn náà. Bí ẹni máa wuyọ̀ mi yẹn kan. Mma mọ̀ ọ́dọ́ lọ́gọ́ mi kẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi jẹ tata. Mi ń pè é mi dọ̀. Ìwọ́n mi ọ̀jẹ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ mi tọ̀nà yìí lọ. Mi ń gọ́rọ̀ òun mẹ́rin dọ̀.
My name is Rebecca Omolaja. That they were in OtodoGbame when some people came. So in the process while we were trying to escape for our life, that the husband had shock, so that immediately from the port that he got sick. So before the weeks ran up, he gave up. So that she have 4 children. They've been in school before, but now none of them are in school. So she has been squatted with someone before, but now they chased them out from house. They were staying in boats with the 4 children. No one to help them any longer.
We all know mama we all logwa mi wa fi ole ma ro ide yan ke lo sun mo mo ide na no do wa ko wa lo gbo ile do pe onu lo bi emele wa na lo du o fi re wo mama de wa.
The children, the first one 12 years old, second 8 and 4 3. It's at the age of the children. And it's up to date she has nothing doing. She have to ask from other people before she feed herself and the family, and she has nowhere to lay his head.
Nuke draja zonwa e wa do moto e nuke le bile ye fi opo osan lo mo wele e benu lo e ma mo osan me la tenge o kwa da mo ya su me de mo su phone mo na no ti mi so yi lo san pa oji phone lo de ma mi sige nde ma ti mi gbodo tata.
Say he was a dredging master, so that even when they were in OtodoGbame, her husband has his own car, but after the eviction they lost all these things. So no hope, they don't have any hope. But when they are in OtodoGbame, things were very good for them, and the husband have his own car there.
They want OtodoGbame no dojo. Àwọn alọ́mọ yẹn fún ewu lé àwùtúndé àdékò Edo be gbe to na gbe me mo ni nko gbe ya. Do ye to me. No ne ka mi wa dia utu do ka kwede po. Mi dia utu no ka ba kwede po no kwa jan digo po. E ma fon e ma nu esin mi le fun na pe esin ni mi le fun na wa nle bi ni esin di le odi sise mi na obi bayi ni segun le bi le po bi de ma no do wa ti odo kwa ko le digoro ni de me wa ya ogbo gbe ye ipeji un jo gbigbo do go do no ron mo seven le mo wa nde kwa mo do hile akanti hile gbon hile dire ko le bi mede mo ko de wa e kan gododo se kware ando nu gide na do amo kwaro san wa mi e bi le po de vie yi mo mi no do aja ilo le ne de vie lo mi bi o ire mo ko kwa na do wa o ho de bo do na do nu e me wa do ilo ma bi ho wa do ke no mi aba do go to mi do me do fuwe ma inu aku di gbe ko me wa do ko me di gbe ma inu aku wa amo nra hwan lo me ni edodo mwendo e ma awutu yi do wa ni egbe me mi de kaka abai ma tinto.
She said that it's also the church what the husband saw that how can such a thing happen in someone's father's land. That's what got him sick. That during the process it's happened from 2016. And during the process, they were trying to take care of him. He can't do anything, he can't move any of his body. So they'll be the one to bath him, to feed him, so take him to hospital. They did a lot of things for 1 year. It's take about 1 year interval before he now gave up. So but from that time up till now, so she has nothing doing. So and where they moved to now, it was Aja. And even in Aja, they were trying to scratch with someone. So she has no house, no hope for her. Even the children themselves, during their father sick, so they were able to withdraw the whole money that they have in their account. But after that, so nothing like that.
So today we're standing together with the people of OtodoGbame, marking 2 years since they were forcibly evicted and nearly 2 years since they were given judgment by the Lagos State High Court that said that the eviction of OtodoGbame was unconstitutional and that the government must sit together with the people to plan for their resettlement. Today, people are still homeless. Today, people are still suffering. And what we are saying is that it's time to break with the past. It's time for the state government to come and sit together with the people and plan for their resettlement, to make good on the promises that they made, to make good on the court order that was given, and to show that they don't want to continue the legacy of past administrations, because we know there's a new government coming in, and the people of OtodoGbame are ever ready to sit with them, and they're even working with their own urban planners and professionals with our team to start planning for their resettlement, so that we have a viable proposal that can be presented to the government, and we can look for a way forward so that they can be resettled. And aside from that, the appeal that was taken by the state government, it's been nearly 2 years since the government filed notice of appeal against the judgment in favor of the people of OtodoGbame. And in those 2 years, they haven't taken any serious steps to prosecute the appeal, and what we see is that today is just being used as a kind of stalling tactic. So today the OtodoGbame evictees asked their council to file a motion to dismiss that appeal, and that has been filed today, and we're hoping that the Court of Appeal sees the reason in that motion, dismisses the appeal so that the judgment can be executed. Although there's not even any stay of execution, the judgment can be executed as it is, but let's remove any obstacle and let's see that the people can be resettled back to the land that they were wrongfully evicted from. In general, we have a major challenge in Nigeria with forced evictions. Forced evictions cause massive displacement of communities, cause loss of life, separation of families. It's a huge challenge. And today we're standing here with people from the community of OtodoGbame that was forcibly evicted by the Lagos State government between November of 2016 and April of 2017. More than 30,000 people lost their homes, over 13 people lost their lives, and all of them have scattered and are still suffering homelessness and so many difficult situations. Separation of family, not able to send their children to school, up till today. And today marks 2 years since the last phase of the eviction, which took place on the 9th of April 2017. What we know is that whenever the government or a powerful person wants to take over land in Lagos, they come up with different excuses, different ways of trying to justify the violent takeover of land. They may talk about security, they may talk about environmental conditions, they may talk about so many different justifications that aren't really justifications under the law or otherwise. In the case of OtodoGbame, we know that the government used security as a kind of reason for going in there. But what we actually know is that when they came in to carry out the eviction of OtodoGbame, they didn't make any arrests. The people who were living in the community, who they were saying were Niger Delta militants, were Boko Haram, were cultists, were kidnappers, all of them were chased into boats on top of the lagoon and allowed to scatter across the city to so many different communities where they've had to take refuge. And there was no one who was arrested. So we can't really say that security was the reason for carrying out the eviction. And if we go to the land today, we can see the real reason. Because where the community was situated, you go there today and the land has been sandfilled, and there's a luxury real estate development called Periwinkle Lifestyle Estate that is being built there on the place where the people used to live.